Hi, my name is Derek, and this is my story in Seven. So, I guess starting from the top, I was born in Missouri, and only lived there for a year. Then we moved here in Kentucky, and looking back, I'm really grateful that I grew up not only in a family that went to church, but I grew up in a Christian household. Because I know that it's not that way for everyone, a lot of people might grow up going to church, but their household itself may be a different story in terms of if they follow Christ or not. So I'm very grateful to my parents and just my siblings that we actually grew up with those values and with actually following Christ as a core of how we lived. And so, growing up, it was kind of just me being the youngest, and a brother that's 5 years older than me and a sister that's 9 years older than me. And there were kind of, I don't know, a lot of things where it's like I was kind of in the background a lot. Growing up with some older siblings, it was kind of like I found myself kind of in the background, just kind of doing my own thing a lot. And so I kind of felt as if a lot of my needs maybe not were as like important. And so there were a lot of things that kind of I let fall to the wayside in terms of just like, I guess, taking care of myself and everything. And within that, growing up right when I was around like 10, 11, 12, there's this period of like time that I kind of think of as like spiritual darkness because I was full of anxiety. I didn't really go out much. I kind of stayed at home, and it kind of just came on suddenly, growing up as a child. I did fine just going to church and going to events or whatever. But then there's just this point at which anxiety hit me, and I felt this kind of like existential, dread a lot. And I would stay at home, not really go out much unless it was like with my parents. And that was a time in which God definitely delivered me from, because looking back, it felt very heavy, and it felt like I didn't know how I could get out of this. But slowly but surely, God delivered me from that time of darkness. And during that time, I had to really confront, like, okay, I grew up in this Christian household, but am I actually like following Christ? And I had said a prayer with my mom when I was like 7, accepting Christ, but I don't think I actually took my faith seriously until I was around like 14. And so the teenage years were definitely formative in my faith. Whether it was going to church camp or going to youth group or just being a part of community, faith community, it was just very essential in forming who I am now. And but these past couple of years have definitely posed new challenges. I'm 22, about to be 23, and so these past years have just been an entirely new learning curve, in which following Christ has taken a lot more of a practical, real shape in my life, where it's not merely, something we talked about in chapel last semester, is like, it's not your parents' faith, it's your faith. That has definitely become more real to me, whether it's going through just doubt, because there was a serious like time of doubt in my life back in 2022 of just questions like, why do I believe what I believe? Is God even real? Just all those sort of questions that kind of hit me in a way they hadn't before. And thankfully, I can say that He was very faithful and patient during my questioning and during the ups and downs and the doubts, the overthinking, the self-medication, the holding on to things when I should just let go, kind of thing. It's all been teaching me that he can be trusted with whatever season I'm in, whatever circumstances I'm in. That even if he's not necessarily the one directly enacting certain things that happen, he's still working in the midst of everything that's going on. And so, yeah, that's kind of my story. Just a story of, following Christ starting when I was young, but then gradually learning more and more about what that means and how that works and who he is.